Hello everyone and welcome back to my craft room and here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. So glad that you made it today. I want to wish everyone a very, very happy new year, and I want to thank you for the past year, all of the support and the love that you've shown me. It means everything. So I'm looking forward to a new year, hopefully with less health issues, and hopefully we can get back on track with our creativity and getting more and exciting projects out there for everyone to be able to replicate. That's why we're here. As you can see, I have the new mini catalog here in front of me. This goes live on Thursday, so we only have about 3 more days wait, and then we can open this catalog and see all of the beautiful things that are inside of it. But the start of the show is actually going to take place from January 4th through the 29th of February. We get that extra day of celebration because of leap year. So anyway, there are some wonderful items in this little brochure, all free. You cannot purchase anything that's in this catalog here, but you can earn them by placing a order with me of $50 to $100, and for every $50 you spend, you'll get to choose a free item out of this catalog. There are a couple of things in here that are $100 purchase, but most of those are something like the stamp and the die. Let's see if I have that stamp set here. The Softly Sophisticated with the Softly Sophisticated embossing folder, and I'll be working with this probably within the next day or so you'll get to see this in action. It's a beautiful set. You get both items for free with a $100 purchase. So there are some items like that where you need to purchase $100 to get both of the items, but there are lots and lots of items that are $50, and they are absolutely beautiful. One of the items that I am going to show today is a paper called, let me see if I can find it. I grabbed my wrong case of paper. It is called Softly Stippled. And it is a beautiful, very soft, lovely pack of floral paper. One side is floral and the other side is a very muted. Let me move the catalogs out of our way because we can't open these up right now anyway. But I do want to show you some of the things I did with this paper, or one of the things I did. Look how pretty that is. You've got some Calypso coral, some wild wheat, a little bit of pebbled path, and of course you got the white in the background, which makes it lovely. On the back is just a gray brush stroke. It looks like a painted canvas. Look at that beautiful stippled rose, and that's all done on a Calypso coral, which is gorgeous. You have this texture that almost looks like a weave or a tweed on the back of that one. This is done in Harvest, the wild wheat. I want to call it Harvest Gold because it reminds me of that. Another pattern here that looks like a linen or a tweed. And look at this piece. This piece is done, and it's a gray tone on white, and you could color these flowers and fussy cut them, would make a beautiful accent. And you've got the Calypso coral in the back of that one. Oh, look at that. That is so soft and so delicate and so pretty. And you got the tweed on the back and the wild wheat. And I use this piece. I used a piece of this on the card that I'm going to show you. And that's this one right here. And I paired it with the wild wheat panel that I actually embossed using which embossing folder did I use? I think I used it's the one with the stars on it. Let me see if I can pull that. It is one of our, it's the 3 that comes in a pack together. The polka dots, the linen weave, and, what did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I still had it out. This one right here. And these are called the basics, and they're online exclusives. These are 3 very pretty embossing folders. You get 1, 2, and then you get the polka dot one, which is number 3. And all 3 of those come in a pack together, and they are absolutely lovely to use on any of your projects. Today, I'm going to use something a little different than going in with the the softly stippled paper. I decided to pull in my Countryside Inn. This is from our annual catalog. This was very popular when the annual catalog premiered last year yes, it's been a year almost, in May, and I loved it. So I wanted to recreate this card, but do it in the softer boho blues and the pinks. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using this particular stamp set, and I went ahead and I stamped and cut out. There's a die for the big one for the leaves, one for the smaller flower, and then you have some added little pieces for leaves and things like that, like these leaves, and these are so pretty. So let me show you my plan for this one. I have a half a sheet of boho blue, and we're going to go ahead and score this in half at 4 1/4. So I'm going to bring my scoreboard up, and I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to turn it over because I like to fold into that mountain. That gives me a much better and even fold. And then, of course, I always burnish my cards when I do this because I want my cards to lay nice and flat. So if you get a really good burnish on it, that's going to assure that your card's going to lay shut. So I also cut a piece of the Countryside Inn, and I thought this was very soft, very subtle, and I thought that it lended itself beautifully to the boho blue. So I got that, and I had a scrap piece of vellum. I lost my whole train of thought. And when I cut this, it actually cut this piece out right there, but it's not going to matter because you know what? We're going to cover that up. But I thought that really softens everything up. And I used my distressed tile um, embossing folder, and that's this one right here. And I embossed that piece of vellum. And then, like I said, I went ahead and I stamped my large flower, which is this one right here. And I stamped it in Berry Burst. I wanted it to stand out and be more vibrant than what it normally would be if I did it in Bubble Bath. But I thought, how pretty is that going to be laying on that piece of vellum? And then I have a couple of my in boho blue. I cut some of yes, in my world, my leaves can be blue. And I cut a couple of those leaves that I want to tuck underneath that just a little bit. And we're going to put that card together. And I also have a piece here that I want to use on the inside. And I think that will be so pretty, either coming down out of the top corner or coming up from the bottom, something like that. So let's go ahead and put this card together and see how it all pans out and comes together for us. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to put this piece down, but I'm going to put a piece of Stampin' Seal right in the middle because I know my flower is going to cover that. So I'm just going to use a strip of Stampin' Seal, and I'm using the plus because it's my favorite. And I'm just going to run a piece crossways like that. And then I want to set this in just like I want it, getting my margin about the same from side to side, top to bottom. And on this piece, I want to put some dimensionals on it. So I'm going to grab my stamping dimensionals, and I'm going to run 3 up the center, and then I want to catch a couple of the leaves on each side. So maybe here and here, and maybe one right there. And then that's going to allow me to set this down kind of crossways. And you can see how that's going to cover up the strip that I have this put down with. Plus, with this being embossed, you can't see it like you could if it wasn't embossed, which is a great thing to do with your vellum. So let's go ahead and grab our Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to pull the backers off of my dimensionals. And I'm going to do my level best this week to try to get videos up all week. So I'm going to try to do today, which is our Tuesday video, and I'm going to do my level best to get another one up for Friday and Saturday. And I may even throw in something else in between. Look how beautiful that is. And now if we tuck these little leaves, let's raise that up so we can tuck that underneath there. Something like that. And see how they kind of curl up, which gives it a little bit of added dimension, which I love. And we can put that one right there. And I'm going to use a little bit of glue. And just tuck that right there, like so. Might even put a little bit under there just to kind of anchor that down just a hair. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, the only thing we're going to need for this, and I didn't put ribbon on this because I'm actually thinking of maybe even doing a little bow or something, or maybe even just some gems because I thought this was so pretty. I don't think it needs a whole lot. I think the flower is the actual showcase, whereas with this one, I wanted to really highlight some of the green, so I used that pretty peacock and gold just to kind of bring out that piece of gold or the wild wheat that I put on there. So for this one, I think I'm just going to leave everything as is. I am going to go up under here and put a little glue. Something like that. Let's hold that in place just for a minute. Let that set. That's so pretty. I love the way that looks. It's just so soft and so delicate. And then I'm going to run a bead of glue around the outer edge of my mat, a little bit in the middle. And then I'm going to bring this to my card base. And I'm going to be very careful to try to get everything lined up. Once I do, I'm going to give it a press. And now we can go ahead, decide what kind of card we want this to be. This could be a thinking of you card. This could be a, oh, how about the sending thanks? How pretty is that? Let's do that on a little strip. I think that'd be pretty. I'm going to grab a piece of white. There's a nice little piece of white. And I think I want to do that in the boho blue. I really love the boho blue on this card. And I really wanted the roses, these stippled roses, to really be the highlight of the card. So I'm going to stick with my boho blue, but I am going to put a little blue on the back of this, just on each one of these little leaves, the little petals. I don't know if y'all are hearing it, but my dogs are snoring in the background. With my new mic, it seems like my background noise is a lot less. So I don't know that y'all are picking that up like you used to, but I'm just going to give that a press down. And a good rule of thumb, if you're putting something down like that, set a block on it. That will just help it adhere nice and flat. So while that is setting up, I'm going to go ahead and put the sending thanks. I'm always needing thank you cards, so I can never ever have too many thank you. Now I'm going to grab the boho blue. And I stamp it in both colors, both the boho blue and the berry burst, and see which one I like the best. Because, you know, we can change our mind. The sending thanks is so pretty. Let's go ahead and get a block to hold it. And sending thanks. So soft. I love that. I think I'm going to go with that. I think it's going to be pretty, and I think it's going to be all that we need on there. So I'll come back maybe and do another one and do it in some of the softer colors, maybe the bubble bath or whatever. So I'm just going to grab my my paper snips, and I'm going to cut around this. So to cut around this, I am just going to follow the line. Like so. Something like that. And I think I'll come in and round this off just a little bit. Just to give it that roundness that we have at the top, at the bottom. Just like that. And then we can just put this like right along there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it up on a dimensional on one side. And we'll put glue on the other side. So we'll put a dimensional right here. And then I'm going to put glue on this side. And then I'm going to set that down right about there. And look how gorgeous that is. Now we've got this one. And let's see what we can. This is the Charming Sentiments, and I love this because it's got everything that you would need. I like the Beyond Grateful, Sending Thanks, and Beyond Grateful. So I'm going to put Beyond Grateful in there. It's a nice bold font, and I think it'll be very pretty. And I think I'm going to do it up to the top left-hand corner. Since I have something going on down here, I think that'll be pretty there. And I'm also going to do it in the boho blue, just to kind of follow suit. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this up and ink it. And then I'm going to set this down out there. I'm giving it a good press. And I also want to let y'all know that there are some great opportunities coming up starting January the 4th. If you want to join my team, you'll have the opportunity to earn a glass mat. Now, it's not this one. I didn't get the glass mat because I already had one, but they are offering, Stampin' Up! Is offering a beautiful glass mat along with a tray that you can use with it. It's a silicone tray where you can mix colors in, and it also comes with a cleaning chamois. It is a $60 value, and you get it for free if you want to sign up and join. Okay, so now all we need to do is get this glued in, and we can call this card done. And I think you're going to enjoy the Stippled Rose stamp set and dies because it is just a beautiful, beautiful piece. And not only do you have the large piece, you've got those leaves and the and you can cut those leaves apart if you wanted to, divide them up. It's just a very versatile stamp set to have and die. And remember, anytime you bundle, you're going to save 10% over buying them separate. So if you like the dies, go ahead and get them when you buy the stamp. Because if you buy the stamp set and then decide to come back, you're gonna be spending 10% more. Whereas if you went ahead and got everything from the get-go, you would have saved that 10%. And I look at it like this: 10% is shipping. So there we go. What do y'all think of that? I think it turned out really pretty. I love the delicateness of the embossed on the back of the vellum. And then with the piece behind it, it looks like almost like pillowcase ticking. Do y'all remember that from way back when? I think it's a very soft and delicate card. I love the way it turned out. I don't think I'm going to do any, I might do some gems on this, but I don't think I'm going to do anything other than that because it's pretty just like it is. Let's see. I'll grab some of my gems. Let's see. I want something that's soft. Those blue are pretty. Maybe I'll do some of these blue. These are from the Adhesive Back Solid Gems. And I think these blue ones would be really pretty on there. So let's take one of the larger ones. Put one right there. Let's do one here. And I'm going to do two of these little ones. I'm going to do one here. And maybe one right there. And I think that's all that card needs. I think it's gorgeous just the way it is. And I'm going to leave those out so when I make up my PDF tutorial, I'll have everything listed for you so I can show you. So here are the two cards that I did. You can see they look totally different even though it's the same stamp set. Just by changing up my paper and the colors, they look totally different, but yet it's still a beautiful, beautiful card. And there we have Beyond Grateful. And then this one we have Wishing You Everything Wonderful. I love the way these turned out. I hope you did. And if you're interested in making these cards, remember you can pick up any of the products that you saw me use on my online store. And the Stippled Rose bundle will be available on January the 4th. So get your shopping list ready. Don't forget about the glass mat that they're offering for free. Now, if you don't need a glass mat, they also have another option, and that one is you can actually get an extra $30 in product to add to your starter kit. So instead of the 125, it will be 150, and you can take option one and get the glass mat with the silicone mat and the cleaning cloth. So it's totally up to you how you want to build your kit. And then you get to choose anything you want out of the annual catalog or the mini catalog. And don't forget, any purchases that you make after January the 4th will earn you free product from the Celebration brochure. So it's a great time for Stamping Up. So excited with everything that they have offering in the new year that's coming up. I hope everyone has a beautiful start to the new year. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you say and do bring glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. So until next time, take care. Bye bye.